The more I go into this study on daily bread and day and night, the more excited I'm getting, and I'm glad you're coming along and listening. And today we're focusing again on night and day. I've been fascinated and curious as to why God says the evening and the morning after each day of creation, why so many stories in the Bible mention the days and the nights. And I'm starting to realize that just like we were told after the first couple's sin, Adam and Eve, that we would have hardships in this world, God had already made provision for that mess up when he created night and day before Eve ever took the first bite. In other words, night represents darkness, and when emphasized with the day, we often feel the longevity of the trials when they come. In other words, if it rained 40 days, well, that's a lot. But when we add in the 40 nights, those long hours of darkness and not being able to see, it places emphasis on the burden of the flooding waters that came down day and night. Remember this as we move on. So today we're in 1 Kings 8, where there's this big prayer of dedication being made by Solomon. In verse 29, it says, "May your eyes be open toward the temple." He's praying to God. "Night and day, this place of which you said, my name shall be there, so that you will hear the prayer your servant prays." Again, he's asking for God to come night and day. Solomon's dedicating this temple that the people have just built for the presence of God to come and dwell night and day. So in light of what I said earlier, this could mean in the light of day when it's clear and at night when all is dark. In other words, God comes to be with us in seasons of light and darkness when life drags on and we need both. I hope you're getting excited with me now, because there's so many mentions of days and nights, making us aware that God knew when he created the cycle of night and day, he knew that we would realize we needed him in both. He stopped every evening after he created, when the days were long. He knew our days would be long, and he knew our nights would be long when the nighttime comes, and he knew we would need him in both. Could it be that that's the reason he emphasizes both? He's not just a God of the day, when everything's clear and the sun is shining, but he's our God in the night when nothing's visible and scary sounds are outside the door. So here's Solomon's praying for God to be with them night and day, and let's read a little bit further. He lines out all the scenarios that the people might encounter as they live and visit the temple, and here's a few of them. They might wrong a neighbor one day. They might be defeated by an enemy. They might need forgiveness. There might be a time of drought when there's no rain. There might be famine and fear and war. There might be times when they sin and then they have a change of heart. To me, that sounds like a synopsis of our lives today as we journey from infancy to geriatrics. We sin, we experience losses, we have needs, we fall into fear, we have to fight battles, we waver in our faith, and yet this prayer was for God's presence to be near them day and night in the longevity of the fight for life. Solomon ends this prayer and tells the people, "May these words of mine which I have prayed before the Lord be near to him day and night, that he may uphold the cause of his servant and his people according to every day's need, so that all the people may know that the Lord is God and there is no other." There it is, the verbiage of day and night, the reference to daily bread. He asked God to be with them for the long haul, from day to night, clear vision and provision to loss of light and lack. He then caused the people to reciprocate that nearness back to God in the long haul as well, to draw near to him day and night in the longevity of it all. And finally, he mentions that God will be with them to provide every day's need, that daily bread. We're getting there. We're starting to see the purpose in this verbiage and the mention of days coupled with nights. It's not a mistake. It was there for a reason. God has promised to be with us in both, and we can promise to draw near to him in both. And in doing so, all of our requests for daily bread are met today. Night and day. It's worth repeating. It's worth repeating over and over and over till we get it again. More next time.